Friday Night Rivals starts now.
Welcome into our Friday Night Rivals recap show. About 15 minutes of highlights across Central Illinois in the penultimate week of the high school regular season. So as we do, let's begin with our game of the week, this time over at Williamsville. The battle for the Sangamo Conference has been one of these two teams every year since 2015, both undefeated in conference play. And Maroa with the ball outside the 10, nice run on play action. Ryan Shepard, he found an open Grant Smith, touchdown, and it just kept going. They took control inside the red zone again, a screen pass there to Canton Wilson, touchdown. But after the fact, it would be Williamsville, and they just took over. 28 unanswered points after a certain point, and they would end up winning this game, not handedly, but close. 28-21 would be our final score. You see that touchdown there, but as we do, let's hand it over to Spencer Davis for our trophy presentation.
All right, well, thank you, Coach. We got one more thing for you guys. Enjoy the victory.
All right, congratulations to Williamsville.
Now over to Olympia as they hosted Pleasant Plains. Olympia looking to get back on track after 3 losses in a row, and they do so handily. Olympia's Cohen Alexander, he runs the ball, and he's going to score a touchdown around the end. Nice run there and a touchdown. Plains, it's going to be Cooper Schallenberg in the pocket. He's going to throw the ball. Surveying, panning, can't do anything. Just gets it off and tackle for a short gain. Later on, it's going to be Caden Thomas. He's going to get around the end and just squeeze in for a Spartans touchdown. That's going to be Olympia's Brendan Hardiman. He's going to run the ball again into plenty of open space. Goodbye, touchdown. This was a comfortable win there for Olympia, 51-14. Now let's go to Athens as they welcome the Pretzels to town, looking to get bounced back after their loss to Williamsville. And the Pretzels, they have the ball in the red zone, an attempt handoff, and it's going to be fumble. The scrum at the bottom ensues, ball kicks out, and Clark Nelson, he's in the end zone. How'd that happen? Then Athens, the attempt, throw outside, but Gabe Lyons, he's going to jump the route and pick it off and take it all the way home for another Pretzel touchdown. Athens, they're going to attempt to respond. This time it's going to be Josh Harris. He's going to run the ball and nearly runs through a man before getting dragged out of bounds. But this one was all about the Pretzels. Final 34-7. Still so much for us to get to here. Another busy night in Central Illinois. So for some of the action out east, let's check in with our own Carson Cordy.
We saw dominating victories over previously undefeated teams. In this week of high school football, are we going to see another round of chaos? Personally, I wouldn't mind that. And it would be the perfect time as teams are jockeying for those playoff spots. Starting off in Rantoul, they're looking to get the season turned in the right direction, but right off the bat, the St. Joseph Ogden Spartans counts on the Eagles, making a couple dump-off passes to his talented crew of wide receivers. And McKinney would top it off with a lob to his man in the end zone. Spartans up 37-0, and they're smiling. But they wouldn't be done. They would actually get some help. The Eagles just looking to punt, but the snap goes over his head. Eagles fall on it, but the Spartans get the safety. St. Joseph Ogden improves to 8-0 on the year, while Rantoul drops to 1-7. And Champaign Centennial Chargers made the playoffs last year, but right now, their hopes of making it in 2024 could be on life support. And they had a tough test on their hands, taking on Normal Community at home. Normal, an impressive 6-1 on the year. Normal, with already a commanding lead, sets the tone early with taking the ball into the opposing territory. The Chargers have a great quarterback with Colin Davis, but its defense has been struggling in recent weeks. Normal just utilizing a quick rollout pass for its quarterback, buying some time, scrambling to his left before firing in a dart. Another touchdown, and they would go on to win, 49-6. The Chargers dropped to 4-4, and they need to win next week or they may miss the playoffs this season. And finally, Monticello feeling confident after a big win over Paxton Buckley last week, but they need to focus up against Prairie Central. Earlier in the game, Monticello taking control of the line of scrimmage, and their quarterback able to weave into the end zone and set the tone early. But they missed the extra point. Was that a sign of bad things to come? Well, maybe. Down 2 touchdowns, Prairie Central decided to take action on the kickoff. He'd skip a couple defenders before accelerating towards the right side of the end zone. 40, 30, 20, 10, touchdown, Prairie Central. That would help them cut the lead in half, but at the end of the day, the Sages were too much. Monticello wins 28-13, and they improved to 7-1 on the year. I'm Carson Gordy, and I hope you enjoyed our coverage. I'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks, Carson. Great games across the board tonight. All set out east, coming back west a bit as we take things halfway back to Springfield now and stop in the Decatur area for two other contests. Let's over to Mount Zion as the Braves, they were hosting Effingham in another big Week 8 matchup. It's going to be Mount Zion's Keller Stocks. He's going to pass here. Braden Trimble is going to get swarmed by Effingham defenders. He's going to be brought down, but a nice gain there for the Braves. Then Mount Zion's Keller Stocks, he's going to drop back again, throw, looking for Ricky Jones, who makes the catch and is going to make a nice little gain here before being pushed out of bounds. Then it's going to be Stocks again, going back into the pocket. He's going to survey, long look here, gets rid of it, and another touchdown there. Mount Zion, they took a commanding lead, and they wouldn't concede any points. Final score, 28-0. Let's switch gears now to St. Teresa hosting Mater Dei. St. Teresa's Caden Caringham. He's going to run the ball up the middle, gets outside actually, and he's getting a nice little gain out of bounds. Good for a first down though. That's going to be Caringham again. He's going to make a nice gain, no, up the middle, nothing having. Small gain, tough going there in the middle. St. Teresa's Caden Caringham, he's going to get another opportunity here. And again, tough sledding. He does get a little bit of a chunk gain, but still a bit of a battle for him. Well, if it doesn't work 3 times, let's go back to him again. The 4th time, the charm up the middle, and he scores. Touchdown. They take a 24-14 lead and win an even tighter game, 38-34. Back to our Friday Night Rivals recap show. Home stretch here, but still some action to get to as we check in with the CS8, starting with action over at Sacred Heart Griffin. Now, guys, I've attended some fun football games this fall, but I wanted nothing more to stay at this game. SHG and Glenwood, points galore in the first half. Grady Mueller up the gut for a Titan 6. You'll hear from Mueller a bit later. Cyclones looking for a response, and it's Trent Caldwell. Raise his hand. He says, I got you guys. 70 yards to the house. They tie this game back up at 14. And then this Glenwood drive had my jaw on the floor. Nadler drops back, and he's going to put it in the bread basket. Gavin Simmons hauls it in. Spoiler alert, guys, my play of the night. Nadler throwing into double coverage, and Grady Mueller, are you for real? Randy Moss, step aside, what a grab. He would punch this one in a play later for his 3rd touchdown of the half. And the Titans, they pick up a massive win on the road. They win this tight 34-31. Staying in Springfield, we head to Memorial as Lanphier was hosting Decatur Eisenhower. Both teams looking for a win. Javon Anderson in the pocket drops back in the most nonchalant one-handed catch from Jaden Tyus. Ajian Lee going to finish the drive himself. Shifty in the backfield gets outside for the Lions 6. They'd make it 8 here on a nice 2-point conversion. Rolls to his right, has to come back left. He's got his man in the end zone for the extra 2. Now trying to climb back or keep them from climbing back in this one, and it's Eisenhower with the interception. Cyrone Mitchell, he's going to take this back for a heck of a return as well, setting up great field position. And he's going to leave the rest of the work for Jatarion Moore. And he's going to give us a nice little finger point to the camera on his way to the end zone. Eisenhower, they win in a high-scoring contest. Final, 76-42. And we switch here to Jacksonville as they were hosting MacArthur here in another fun Week 8 matchup. The Crimsons were run heavy early in this one. An outside pitch here to Crucificio Mitchell. This one's going to be denied by Tyrone Wallace, making a strong tackle there for a loss. In MacArthur's run game, they started to heat up. Caden Brown takes it outside, breaking a tackle and finds a fleet of blockers in front of him as he coasts for the touchdown. Final in this one actually was all Crimsons. Final score, 53-13. Now that wraps up the highlights for the night. We still have a little more to get to, including our play of the night, which you may or may not have just seen, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Almost done here in Week 8. Game highlights down, but we can't close out without our game of the week. And this is my favorite play we've had throughout the season, so let's just jump into it. To Sacred Heart Griffin, Nadler in the pocket, looking to double coverage. Grady Mueller, you're a bad man. A miraculous catch. Check out the tip and the control and the focus. Incredible. This guy does it all. A monster play, a monster half, a monster game as they win a tight one over the Cyclones. And then over to Prairie Central, they were desperate for a big play, down a few scores, and the kick returner made it happen. He's going to slip out of a few defenders before barreling down the sideline. 40, 30, 20, I believe that's a 10, touchdown. But at the end of the day, Monticello, they would hold on to that victory 28-13. But that's going to do it for Week 8 of Friday Night Rivals. Only got one game to go, and that's going to be Springfield and Glenwood. Springfield High and Glenwood going to be a fun one there to round out what has been a very fun season of Friday Night Rivals. That'll be our 9th of the year, 8, I can't count. But that does it for FNR this week. I'm Sammy St. Jean. Have a wonderful night, guys.